Since the dawn of time, humans have been fascinated by wealth. From kings who ruled vast empires to modern billionaires shaping technology, riches have defined power and legacy. But who was truly the richest person in history? Today, we journey through centuries, from emperors and sultans to oil magnates and tech giants, to uncover the ultimate answer. Before we begin, we must answer a crucial question: what does it mean to be rich? For us today, it might mean having millions of dollars in the bank, expensive cars, luxury houses, and a powerful company. But wealth in history was much more complex. For Julius Caesar, it was the loyalty of armies and the treasures of conquered lands. For Akbar the Great, it was palaces glittering with diamonds and control of the world's richest empire. For John D. Rockefeller, it was oil, pipelines, and an industrial monopoly that fueled America. Another challenge is inflation adjustment. A dollar today is not equal to a $500 years ago. Historians calculate wealth by comparing it with the size of the economy of its time. For example, a fortune of $200 billion today may seem huge, but if someone controlled half of the world's economy in their era, their relative wealth would be far greater. This is why comparing Elon Musk to Mansa Musa is like comparing a drop of water to an ocean. Mansa Musa, the Emperor of Gold. Let us begin with the man most historians consider the richest person who ever lived, Mansa Musa of Mali. Born in 1280, Musa became emperor of the Mali Empire in 1312. At its height, Mali controlled nearly half of the world's gold supply. Imagine, every gold coin in Europe, every jewel in the Middle East, every treasure chest, most of it came from Musa's lands. His most famous story is his pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324. He traveled with 60,000 men, including guards, officials, and slaves. Each slave carried a gold staff. Hundreds of camels were loaded with pure gold dust. As he passed through Cairo, Musa spent so much gold that he destabilized Egypt's economy. Gold lost value for years. In today's terms, Musa's wealth is estimated at $400 to $500 billion, some say even more. But Musa was not just rich, he was generous. He built mosques, funded schools, and turned Timbuktu into one of the world's greatest centers of learning. Mansa Musa remains a symbol of wealth so unimaginable, it reshaped economies and left a legacy that still fascinates historians. Augustus Caesar, the wealth of Rome. Long before Musa, another man ruled with wealth unmatched in his era, Augustus Caesar, the first emperor of Rome. When Julius Caesar was assassinated in 44 BC, his adopted heir, Octavian, later Augustus, took control of the Roman Republic and transformed it into an empire. At its peak, Rome controlled vast territories, stretching from Britain to Egypt, from Spain to the Middle East. The empire collected taxes from over 50 million people. Augustus himself controlled personal estates that produced immense revenues. Some historians calculate that Augustus controlled up to 20% of the world's total wealth at the time. In modern terms, this would equal trillions of dollars. Imagine the power: entire armies at his command, unlimited land, and the loyalty of provinces spanning continents. His wealth was not counted in coins but in legions, trade routes, and the sheer dominance of the Roman economy. The Mughals, India's jewel-encrusted dynasty. Travel now to the east, to the Mughal Empire of India, one of the richest dynasties in history. The Mughals, beginning with Babur and reaching their peak under Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb, controlled an empire so prosperous that Europe looked at India as the crown jewel of wealth. Akbar the Great built an administration that collected vast revenues from agriculture, trade, and craftsmanship. The empire's treasury overflowed with gold, silver, and gems. Shah Jahan, builder of the Taj Mahal, lived in luxury palaces decorated with rubies, emeralds, and diamonds. The Mughal peacock throne, encrusted with thousands of gems, was worth more than any European crown. At its height in the 17th century, the Mughal Empire produced 25% of the world's GDP. Their wealth was so vast that it attracted traders from Portugal, Holland, and Britain, who later colonized India partly because of this enormous prosperity. The industrial giants, Rockefeller and Carnegie. The 19th century brought a new kind of wealth, not from land or gold, but from industry. John D. Rockefeller, founder of Standard Oil, became the world's first billionaire. At his peak, his fortune exceeded $400 billion in today's terms. He controlled more than 90% of America's oil, making him richer than any king of his time. Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate, sold his company to J.P. Morgan for what would today equal over $350 billion. Carnegie famously gave away most of his fortune, building libraries, schools, and universities across the world. These men shaped modern capitalism. Their names remain legends, not just for their wealth but for their philanthropy. Osman Ali Khan, the Nizam of Hyderabad. In the early 20th century, one man was said to be the richest in the world, Osman Ali Khan, the last Nizam of Hyderabad in India. He ruled over diamond mines that produced some of the world's largest gems. His personal fortune was valued at $230 billion in today's money. The Nizam lived in palaces filled with gold and jewels. One of his diamonds, the Jacob diamond, worth over $100 million today, was casually used as a paperweight in his office. His wealth became legendary, yet his dynasty eventually declined when Hyderabad was annexed into India in 1948. The modern tech billionaires. Today, wealth looks different. Instead of kings and emperors, it is entrepreneurs and inventors who top the lists. Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, reached a net worth of $200 billion. Elon Musk, with Tesla and SpaceX, has crossed similar numbers. Bill Gates, with Microsoft, changed the digital world forever. But while these fortunes are massive by today's standards, they remain small compared to the legendary wealth of Mansa Musa, Augustus Caesar, or the Mughals. Modern billionaires live in luxury, but they do not control half the world's resources as emperors once did. How do we compare them? Here lies the ultimate challenge. How do we compare Musk to Musa, or Bezos to Augustus? Historians use methods like relative GDP share, how much of the world's economy they controlled. By that measure, Mansa Musa and Augustus Caesar controlled far more than any modern billionaire. Rockefeller and Carnegie remain the richest modern industrialists. Modern billionaires, though wealthy, represent a much smaller fraction of global wealth. The final verdict: who was the richest? So who holds the crown? The answer most historians agree upon is Mansa Musa of Mali. His control of gold, his legendary pilgrimage, and his impact on world economies make him the strongest candidate. But in truth, wealth is not just numbers. It is power, influence, and the ability to shape history. Augustus Caesar built an empire. The Mughals created dazzling architecture. Rockefeller and Carnegie built modern industry. And today's billionaires are reaching for space. Perhaps the real richest person is not the one with the most gold or money, but the one who left the deepest mark on human civilization.